I'm gonna drop some gems on y'all today, because I feel like when I wake up in the morning, it's like I have some type of thing that I'm meant to focus on. And today that thing was forgetting the how. Now I know, like in the manifestation process and everything, all right, because they're like, detach, forget about the how. But you're like, okay, but how in the world do I stop thinking about this thing that I really desire, that I really want, that I really need? Okay, this is it though, y'all. Because when you understand, because when it came to me today and I was guided to the right resources and everything of that nature, it became very clear to me, and I've been practicing this all day, right? So you have your higher mind, you have your subconscious mind, you have your conscious mind. So your higher mind, which is, you can call it God, your higher self, whatever you believe in, right? Let me put it this way. Once you decide what you're having, what you're manifesting, like, okay, boom, I'm manifesting $1,000. I'm manifesting a new partner. I'm manifesting a client in my business. Okay, boom. Once you put that coordinate in, that destination, your higher self gets to work, giving you every single direction, every single step. So it gives you a step, like for instance, if you're manifesting $1,000, it's giving you the step of, go watch this video. And for me, one of the things that came up for me was look up financial miracle meditation. Okay, so that came to me. Boom. Yet is your higher self giving you that direction. Nothing more, nothing less. And then it gets filtered through your subconscious mind, where all of your beautiful beliefs are there. So you have your positive beliefs, your negative beliefs. That direction gets filtered through your subconscious mind. So if that rubs up against a negative belief that you have, like things don't happen for me, good things don't happen for me, well, guess what? Boom, it's going to show in your conscious mind the behavior that it exudes. So it's going to be, it can look like you feeling lots of anxiety, you feeling scared, and then you not looking up that meditation because you're just like, oh, well, nothing good ever really happens to me. These meditations, they usually don't work. It can get filtered like that, right? So when it gets filtered like that, it's brought to your conscious mind, and your conscious mind or your physical mind is only, it's like a pair of glasses. It is only meant to see what's happening, right? So you can experience what's happening in the present moment. Not 15 minutes later, not 2 years later, but right now. Like right now, you are experiencing this video. Conscious mind, experience, right? Your conscious mind's job is not to predict accurately what's going to be said 10 minutes from now in the video. No. But you've been conditioned to give it that type of duty, which is, oh yeah, you have to figure out how. How are you going to graduate school? How are you going to get that job? How are you going to be an entrepreneur? How? And then growing up, it's like you're expected to answer that on the spot, right? But when it comes to the conscious mind, you want to start asking what? What do I desire? What career do I desire? What is exciting to me? What type of business am I passionate about? What? Not how. The how is for the higher mind to answer. All you need to know is the destination. I know you've heard this before, but when you get how this system works, it's going to click, right? And if, for example, like if you're looking, I know this has happened to you. Let me know in the comments below. Have you ever lost something? Like you forgot where something was, like your keys, right? So then you're like, where the heck are my keys? Okay, that is a question. Conscious mind, present moment question. Where are my keys? I don't see my keys. Where are my keys? That is a conscious mind type of observation. Okay, cool. So the answer comes because you leave it to the higher mind and it will give you the answer. And so what happens is you're looking for your keys for 15 minutes, and then you can't find it. And then you go sit down and you're just like, oh my gosh, okay, let me just relax. And then you go watch TV, and then you get up, start moving around, and you're like, oh, there are the keys. Why did that happen? Because you weren't using your conscious mind to try to figure out where, how, where all this stuff is. Your higher mind, your higher self gives you the answer. When you're relaxed and chilled out, boom, you're receptive to the answer. You don't have to know how anything is going to happen. And for me today, I've been doing that and practicing that more and more with that type of, with keeping in mind the way the system works. Because for me, it's more like when I understand the mechanics of something, it clicks more. It may be like that for you too. So, because I was getting into how am I getting my car repaired? How is this happening? Okay. So then I'm like, okay, I'm leaving this to my higher mind, my higher self. I'm letting it lead the way, right? My only job, your only job, is to follow the things that excite you, the things that you're passionate about, the things that you're curious about, the things that you are just like, yeah, I like this better. Do that and give everything a positive meaning. So what I did, I was like, okay, what am I excited to do? All right, I was excited to watch National Security with Martin Lawrence. Funny movie. And I've been kind of like on a kick of watching Martin Lawrence movies because he's just so funny. At least when he was like younger, he was. But, so I did that. And then guess what? I got the title to this video. That came to me because I'm following my excitement. And regardless of what anything looks like, y'all, in your physical reality, it can look like the world is falling down. But if you give it a positive meaning, then it's not going to look like that anymore because you are 100% responsible for your experience and for your reaction to what's happening in your physical reality. You 100% control that. And by understanding that and controlling that, you give way and let your reality shift to the things that you desire. So it may seem like, oh, well, I can't control anything. It's not about you controlling things outside of you. It's about you understanding and shifting your experience with things. Because you'll have a different reaction when you shift your experience, which is basically shifting your limiting beliefs that you have about these things, giving things a positive meaning. When you do that, your experience changes all of a sudden, and then you won't care what is happening in your reality. And things are going to move much faster when you're manifesting. All of a sudden, things are just going like boom, 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 boom. You got the inspired idea. Boom. You take action on it. Boom. You get the result. You're like, oh, I love this. And you keep on doing it. You move faster when you're doing this because you're not like, oh, well, this is an obstacle. Guess I can't do anything. I don't have the money to do it. Well, that's your experience of it because you just said it was an obstacle. That's the meaning that you gave that thing. It's not actually 100% true that's an obstacle. You are just experiencing it as an obstacle because you programmed that meaning into that thing, into your subconscious mind. Like, that's not true. Nothing that's outside of you, nothing in your physical reality has a meaning already. And I've been going hard and just like heavy on the Bashar videos, y'all. It's been nice. I've been watching Abraham Hicks videos too, but Bashar, he's been really hitting home lately. But you are meant to see this because you may be in a situation where you're just like, I don't know how I'm going to get out of this. That's your experience, right? You are controlling that experience that you have. You're responsible for your reaction. If you feel, okay, so for instance, my car, right? there's no actual meaning to my car needing to be repaired. Like, there's no actual meaning to that, right? But the meaning that I give it is I receive because it happened. I receive because this thing happened. That means I get to receive now. That means things are sped up. That's the meaning I give it. And that's the fun part of all this, though, is because you can give it any meaning you desire. Everybody might have another meaning for it. So everybody might experience it differently. You see what I'm saying? It's fun, y'all. This stuff is meant to be fun. And the how is not up to you. And when you start getting into the that spiral of, oh my gosh, how is this gonna happen? How? That is worry and anxiety. So what you can do is realize, okay, wait a minute. So this right here obviously tells me that I have a limiting belief, because your feelings are not random. I know growing up, y'all, it was just you feel something and then you just do whatever, right? That's not what it is. Like, your feelings are there because you're being guided. Have the self-awareness of this, and it doesn't even matter if you feel sad, mad, upset, whatever. You're gonna go from feeling like this to feeling up here because you have the self-awareness to be like, oh, okay. You can feel through the feelings, regulate your nervous system, and then have the self-awareness like, okay, so I'm feeling this feeling for a reason. This is not a random thing. This is telling me something. And you can identify what it is, because the way it goes is you have a belief, you have thoughts that come with that belief, you have emotions that come with those thoughts and that belief, and you have behaviors and actions that come with those emotions and thoughts and that belief. It's a string of things that happen, and then the result of that is the way you experience your physical reality, the way you experience life, okay? So the car thing happened where I was basically notified hey, you got to do something here. Okay. So then my behavior with that, I actually had a different reaction this time. It wasn't oh my gosh. It wasn't anything like that. I was like, this is funny. This is funny. So I was just I gave it a different meaning, right? And then from that, though, I guess I could say I felt, I don't know, maybe indifferent, or a cross between indifferent and content. Self-aware. I felt self-aware about it. There we go. And then from there, I had thoughts of, okay, my mind went into different scenarios that can happen. Okay? So this just means that I'm receiving blah, 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 different thoughts that coincide with those emotions. And then the belief. What belief am I holding? Things can get better. Okay? So do you see how that works? Things can get better turns into those thoughts. And it turns into that emotion of feeling self-aware, feeling hopeful, or whatever the case is. And it turns into that behavior of when this thing happens in my reality that I don't prefer, it's that's funny. Okay, a laugh, a chuckle, something like that, right? So when you start seeing it this way and you realize wow, so these things in my reality that I don't don't actually have to affect me like it used to, the game is going to change for you. It's going to change. And you're going to realize your power there. Oh, okay, so I'm responsible for this experience that I'm having with this thing that I'm seeing that I don't really like. You're responsible. Don't blame anybody for the way you feel. Don't blame anybody saying oh, you gave me this negative experience. My life is messed up because things keep falling down in my life. It keeps crashing down. No. You're responsible for that experience that you're having, and you're responsible for the beliefs that you have that is creating that experience for you. You're responsible. Now, I'm not saying all this is rainbows and butterflies all the time. You're gonna have reactions where it's oh, I'm so mad. Like, I've had it. It's okay, but you have the self-awareness to be like, after you process things and the way you process them, then you have the self-awareness to be like, oh, okay, so that's why that happened. There's more to this than just me feeling angry. That is how you use your emotions for a positive benefit. Because when you're following the things you're excited and you're passionate about and all of that good stuff, part of you being excited and part of the way that formula works is that you're going to have beliefs that come up for you that are not in alignment with you having $1,000 or you having a partner. That stuff is going to come up. Like, that's part of the mechanism, y'all. It's not that you're doing anything wrong. You're actually doing things perfectly. And something that hit home with me with Bashar is when he's talking about when things unexpected happen that you don't prefer, that means your higher self is going to work. Because the things that you desire have to have some type of change happen. Like, the things that you desire are in the unknown. So yes, it is unexpected and it's unknown, like where things are going to go, how they're going to unfold when the unexpected things happen. Like, you don't know how, because your conscious mind is like, what the heck? Oh my gosh, I gotta know. And limiting beliefs start coming up. Boom, subconscious mind, the limiting beliefs in your subconscious mind are triggered because you don't know how. That is just the trigger. But as you keep practicing this stuff, you will loosen up on how things have to happen. All right? Be self-aware. You are doing an amazing job, and I'm so happy I am part of your manifesting journey and you manifesting the things you desire because you're watching this video and this was meant for you. And I appreciate you seeing this. I appreciate you for subscribing right down at the bottom. And I also have my one-on-one coaching down at the bottom so that you don't get hung up on the how and you can just allow in the money to manifest. You can allow in the situations that you desire to experience to happen. So your problems are going to be solutions. And you can have that switch happen. And this is what I teach y'all. This is what I coach you on so that, and let me break this down for you too. What I coach on is not how to do specific manifestation techniques. I don't do that, right? I teach you how and show you how and coach you how to follow your intuition. Have that connectivity with your higher self so that you are guided to the manifestation techniques or any technique, any process that is meant for you. That is in alignment with your belief system, your vibrational frequency, because this is unique to you, right? Because I can sit here and say night and day, yeah, just do what I'm doing. No, what I'm doing does not work for everybody. The specific technique that I'm doing, I do different techniques all the time. So, because I'm guided to certain ones. So I'm not doing the same thing all the time. You see what I'm saying? And so you can have this connectivity where you are just flowing and it feels good and you're not struggling in the process. The process will have all the solutions. The process, you'll be supported in the process of all these things. You'll be led to your desires. You'll be led to the money. You'll be led to the solutions. You'll be led to the partner. You'll be led to where, the destination. Shift into that reality. Boom, you got it. You get to have it. And I appreciate you once again for checking the links in the description below and subscribing to me, and I'll see you in the next one.